Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back at Stangard. Gadda has a quest for us, but I didn't realize on the previous episode I didn't accept a quest for the terrible fang that dropped from one of the worms east of Stangard. So let us do that really quick because I think Gadda is gonna send us on something entirely different. I'm not sure how did I miss that. I mean, I was reviewing the footage of the episode, and yeah, I just closed the quest dialogue. That's pretty weird. I don't know what happened, but thankfully I did saw the fang on my inventory and was able to accept the quest.
Our mission is dire.
Sabert gives a long whistle as you hand him the fang of the ancient rockworm. That is a fine trophy, Beriathan. You must have had quite a fight on your hands as you wrestled with this one. It is lucky this tooth did not pierce your armor before you broke it loose from its owner. Awesome, there we go. And you might have noticed as well, I did some tinkering with my legendary items. I deconstruct some that were no longer fit for leveling. I did get some extra javelins from the skirmish camp. I think that's faster than trying to barter for some legendary items elsewhere. But yeah, that's basically it. And I also took the time to free up a lot of inventory space. Thank God for that sale on storage, because yeah, that gave me the chance of freeing my back and taking that to the vault instead.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
Beriathan, I suppose you have accomplished more by yourself in just a short time than all of the men of Stangard could do in a month. I cannot thank you enough. Let us talk further, for I believe Stanric has a desire to meet with you. You have certainly caught Stanric's attention with all the good you have done, but unfortunately you have caught Sithric's as well. I believe Stanric wants to thank you personally, away from the eyes and ears of Theoden King's envoy. Okay, Stanric, the leader of Stangard, grows inspired by the changes you have brought about for this crippled settlement.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Stanric wishes to speak with you in private, Beriathan. He is inside of his house now. Go on, there is little time. Unfriendly eyes are all around us. Gadda points you to Stanric's house for a discussion away from unfriendly eyes and ears.
Our mission is dire.
My men have been coming to thank me for various good deeds you have done for them, traveler. Please, tell me how you were able to do so much for us, for I wish to continue this trend after you leave. Tell Stanric about the good you were able to do with little effort, free of the restrictions of politics. I see. We have always been few in number here at Stangard. Things have been hard, but the men and beasts of this outpost have never starved. Sithric was sent by Theoden King to oversee Stangard. But since then, things have grown worse. He came to ensure that this distant outpost was to provide adequate protection at Rohan's edge, but he thwarts all that we would do to be effective. You have done more for us since your arrival than Sithric has let us do in a month. The men begin to hate me, but I cannot blame them. I do not stand up for them as I should. I have been too afraid of going against the wishes of the king. But I am not afraid anymore. I see what is right.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Come with me, Beriathan. It is high time for change. Stanric seems determined to make a change. What are you gonna do?
What brings you to these lands?
Sithric has his eyes on us already. He grows suspicious whenever anyone he deems dangerous to his cause leaves his sight for long. Come, let us deal with this now. What is the meaning of this, Stanric? What is this secret conference? There are no secrets, Sithric. I have no wish to avoid you. No? Then why do you and Beriathan not speak openly? Oh, worry not. I will be forthcoming now. Beriathan has done much for our outpost with 2 hands only. Gone are the days when I feared my king so much that my men could starve at his bidding. Never again shall the edges of Rohan be allowed to grow feral. While we sit here with our hands bound. You will defy me, the envoy of Theoden King. Indeed I will, when your objections are nonsense. If my eyes see true, it is almost as if you strive to see Stangard fall into ruin, Sithric. How dare you imply? Why? The king will hear of this insolence. Sithric is enraged at Stanric's new defiance, but Stanric is determined to be strong. I'm glad for you.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Sithric does not seem happy with my newfound zeal, eh? No matter, I endeavor to do all that you did and more to get Stangard back on its feet, Beriathan. Sithric can go rot for all I care. You are welcome in Stangard anytime, but I will venture to say that your work here is done. Come, let us retire for now. Talking and thinking are more exhausting than a day's labor when such heavy topics are underway.
What brings you to these lands?
You inspired Stanric beyond anything I could have done, my friend. I think things will be different around here now. Sithric will no longer share in the leadership of Stangard, and we will be able to fend for ourselves without interference again. Agility, physical mastery, might. Yeah. Don't like that very much, but anyway.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
There is another matter outside of Stangard which could use your attention, Beriathan. Are you familiar with the Son of Friendship, the Cuthstan? It is a large stone monument in the Wailing Hills to the west, dedicated to the alliance of the men of Gondor and the Eorlingas and to the victory of the Battle of the Fields of Celebrant. This memorial has fallen under some ruin, with unseen culprits removing a section of the statue. Men have been dispatched and have set up camp to keep watch for vandals in the event they should return. Go there now and speak with Lambert, sergeant of the outpost. See what can be done to aid him in his task. Okay. So what do we have here? The quests of Earlsmith. We are a couple away of completing that deed. So from what I remember, this is working as intended. So you are to go to the Wailing Hills and do all there is to do in the Wailing Hills. At some point you will be sent back to Stangard, and that's where the remaining quests will unlock so that you can complete that deed as well. Now that we're going to the Wailing Hills, however, there is something else that we can do. We can look for Horn by the Cuthstan in the Wailing Hills. So you might remember we found Horn, we brought him the Sword of Nona, and yeah, he told us to meet him in the Cuthstan with Nona. Nona doesn't want to come, so it's up to us basically to go and meet Horn. So yeah, let us go. Let us go and talk to the Rohirrim there. Yeah. You might have realized that the requests in Earlsmith have not yet taken us to the tower in the Earlsmith. We discovered that tower on our own on the previous episode, but the quests are not, well, no quest has taken us there yet. So that's what will happen when we finish unlocking the remaining quests in the Earlsmith. At least that's how I remember it. I hope I'm right. I'm already in the Wailing Hills, so just rolling with it. And here we have the Cuthstan. So, if memory serves me right, this is a statue of Errol the Young and Kirian, Steward of Gondor, after they swore the oath of loyalty after the Battle of the Fields of Celebrant. And this statue is huge, so it's really hard to get a good view of it. But there we have it. You have discovered the Cuthstan. You have this deed, Wailing Hills Explorer. Oh god. Offers in here. Good. I'll take that. Sure. But you can see Stangard over there. This is a nice view. Let me double check that. The mid-hole of Stangard. Cool. And there are a lot of... Yeah, here we have it. The quests that will be advancing now. So first, let us talk to Horn.
I am glad you have come.
I wanted to speak with you here, away from the prying eyes and listening ears of Stangard. There are friends in the village, but it is my worry that not all its men have the best interests of Rohan in their hearts. The garrison at Stangard consists of men who had no other place in Rohan, for those who commit crimes but otherwise remain loyal to the king. They perform a length of service determined by the king's order, and upon its completion their past transgressions are forgiven. My story is no different, Beriathan, but my heart burns for Rohan. I see it threatened on all sides, and worst of all, I fear the greatest danger comes not from without, but within. I have seen... Horn stops suddenly. Someone comes. Quickly, hide behind the stone over there and see if it is a friend or a foe. This stone? Which stone do you mean? What? Ah, this stone! Oh, geez. Is it the prowling orc? Okay. What does this mean?
By the increased number of orcs that move alongside the river.
That was well done, Beriathan. I am worried by the increased number of orcs that move alongside the river. They have been coming down from their holes in the Misty Mountains in great numbers of late, but they are not the only danger we face. There are two shallow crossings across the Great River. 500 years ago, a tribe of Easterlings crossed into northern Gondor by the northernmost of the Sun Deeps. The steward of that land knew he did not have the men to repel them. He sent messengers into the north to seek for aid, but it seemed none could arrive in time to save Gondor. The sound of approaching feet once more seizes Horn's attention. We have another visitor, Beriathan. Hide behind that other stone and see if it is another orc. Yeah, it's another orc. Let us defeat him.
Quite an ally, my friend.
Where was I? Yes, I remember now. The Steward of Gondor sent an urgent plea to the northern peoples, but the Easterling tribe pressed across the river before any help arrived. But when all hope seemed lost, a new force arrived on the field of Celebrant, the ancestors of my people led by Errol the Young. They destroyed the Easterlings, and in thanks the Steward of Gondor gave them the land of Kalenardon to dwell in, that is now called Rohan. This statue was later erected as a sign of the friendship between the Eorlingans and the men of Gondor, and my people have watched the crossings of the Great River ever since. Horn looks up at the statue and it's quiet for a time. I think the sword your Dunlanding friend carries was at that battle, Beriathan. I cannot be sure, but I feel it to be so. Why has it come back? We should return to Stangard. The air grows chill and we can talk more when we return, but remember what I have said. Okay. But before we return to Stangard, however, let us help the men here in the Wailing Hills. Now, this is one of my favorite moments in LOTRO. The way in which the Battle of the Fields of Celebrant and Errol the Young was woven into the story so that all players got to know more about Gondor and Rohan's history. At that time, keep in mind, I hadn't read the appendices or the unfinished tales, so I had no idea how Rohan came to be. It was quite a discovery doing so, and even more so when I realized how much it was taken out straight from the books. So this is one of the areas in LOTRO in which I think the depths had great freedom of doing its own thing, but at the same time being able to stay as true to the source material as possible. So I do have a lot of appreciation for Book 6 of Volume 3 for many things, and this is one of them. Oh, my auction sold. So yeah, I really enjoy this area.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Welcome to the Cuthstan, friend. I am Lambert, the sergeant of this camp. My men have been guarding the statue from further harm after we discovered that a band of mountain orcs appears to be responsible for the damage. You are welcome to stay and help us, so long as you do not put anyone in needless danger. You did quests of the Wailing Hills. Gotta do 20 of those too.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
How does one lead a company of soldiers when he cannot keep them armed? We have not enough arms to go around, yet still my requests to Stangard for new supplies are denied. I fear we must take this matter upon ourselves. My scouts report that many of the orcs in this region are carrying blades which would be suitable for use. I would ask you to collect swords from the fallen orcs and return them to me here. Ensuring we are well equipped is of the utmost importance.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
I assure you that the wretched orc responsible for damaging the Cuthstan pose no further threat. They seem wholly disorganized. We are simply here to protect the statue, and that is what we will do. Their intrusion onto our lands from their caves in the mountains, however, has become quite bothersome. I wager that if you were to thin their numbers a bit, they would feel threatened enough to retreat back into their holes.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Welcome to our camp. I understand that Lambert has explained our situation to you? Dealing with these encroaching orcs is frightening. Many years has it been since they have wandered openly outside of their caves. During our last patrol, we encountered a small party of orcs waiting in ambush just southwest of the road. We managed to wound a few of them and escape, but in the skirmish I dropped a small trinket. It may not be worth much silver, but it has personal value, and I miss it dearly. I have orders not to leave camp. Would you be willing to search for it on my behalf? It would mean a great deal to me. Okay. Yeah, let us begin. Let us begin our exploration of the Wailing Hills. Oh, Jesus! Oh. I felt that, you know. Yeah, let us bathe in this view. I don't know. I really love the Great River. Okay. Oh, what do we have here? A prisoner, it seems.
The Rohirrim
Oh,
will need
how
you.
good it is to see you, stranger. Was it my Sergeant Lambert who sent you? For now it matters not. You must free me. Hurry before more of them return. I must hurry back to the Cuthstan camp. Seek me out here. I wish to properly thank you. Okay, yeah, that was unexpected for sure, and I thought we would need to escort him back to camp. Glad to see we're moving away from escort quest. Okay. What else are we missing here? Ah, we're missing Itzamar's trinket. But I don't know where that would be. Ah, okay. Here we have it. We're only missing one more sentry. Uruk-hai sentry. Ah, okay, I see one there. Perfect. That was easy. Let us go back to the Cuthstan. What else do we have here? I don't know, we might have enough items for today's tasks. I'm not sure. We'll need to check that, but let me get back to camp. As you see here, we're also really close to the Limelight. The Limelight Gorge, and I think we can also go to that area after we finish with the Wailing Hills. We'll see.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Good fortune has graced me this day. I expected never to be free of those so-called Uruk-hai. However, there is a thought that gnaws at me deeply. The others have told me that Lambert had not sent you to search me out, nor had any other. Did he not become alarmed when I failed to return from scouting duty? Bolder do the Orcs become with each passing day, and still he considers them not a threat. Perhaps Oda was right. Nay, forget my words. It is not our concern. I am truly grateful for being rescued. My thanks to you, Beriathan. Let me reforge. I don't wanna waste any item XP.
Your aid is welcome, friend.
Shield Master, yeah. Okay.
What brings you to these lands?
Ah yes, these are suitable blades. Strong and well made are the weapons you have brought before me. Are you certain this came from those miserable savages? Well, no matter. You have both weakened the Orcs and strengthened our camp in a single bold act. I am in your debt. Okay. Appreciate it. What do we have here? Agility and combat power regen. Physical mastery. I don't know. But I don't think I have a shirt that will... Oh yeah, I have this. That will allow me to check the cosmetics of these legs. Maybe there is one that I like. Not particularly so let us take this.
Our mission is dire.
Well done. The blow you have dealt these orcs is sure to have left them reeling. Without a doubt, they will be fleeing from this region in no time. Good.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
Good are the deeds that you have done for us, Beriathan. The orcs responsible for the desecration of our monument must regret their actions on this day. Surely that worthless lot will soon retreat back into the mountains from whence they came. Our camp will remain vigilant here until we receive new orders from Stangard, but I believe your work here is done. Before departing, please speak with the other men and assure them that their concerns about the orcs have been dealt with. Okay. That seems strangely short.
What brings you to these lands?
Hail, Beriathan. Thank you for assisting us, as you have. The weapons which the Orcs carry, are they not suspicious? Many are the Orcs I have encountered, yet only as of late have I seen blades of such craft. Sharper and sturdier are these blades. From whence could such steel have come? I must admit that my words have only grown stronger with this new discovery. Okay.
Our mission is done.
Here's your trinket. Oh, you have found it. Aye, this is it. Thank you, Beriathan. As soldiers, we're allowed very few personal comforts while on duty, making the loss of my keepsake even more difficult to endure. Having it in my possession once again has already raised my spirits. Figure out. Okay.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
You plan on leaving so soon. It feels as if you have only just arrived. Your strength will be sorely missed, but we have managed to carry on when others have left before. That reminds me, has Lambert mentioned my old friend Ora? He was a member of our company until he and Lambert had some sort of disagreement. Soon after, Ora departed on his own. We always laughed at him when he said that Lambert was underestimating the Orcs, but perhaps he was right after all. Okay, so that's the Ora he was talking about.
Our mission is dire.
So, Lambert believes the threat has passed. I do not wish to speak ill of my sergeant, but he seems to be ignorant of the potential dangers. Guards and scouts have gone missing during patrols, and not once has Lambert sent out a search party. He believes them to be deserters, or he devises other excuses in the hopes that they will eventually return on their own. Never is it considered to be the work of the Orcs. Perhaps there are men still out there waiting for a rescue party that will never arrive. What if the next to be taken is me? I find it difficult to be at ease. Not conference about Lambert's dismissal of the Orc threat?
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
My men seem more tense now than ever. They are acting as nervous and queer as that old fool Oda. You have heard of Oda, yes? He packed his gear and left us a few days ago. He mentioned going to observe the road to the south, claiming that someone needed to keep closer watch over the Orcs. It is all rubbish if you ask me, but why don't you speak with him yourself? You should be able to find him to the south. The man is a stubborn ox, but I hope you find him still in one piece. Well, I don't remember exactly what will happen now, but allow me to quote Geralt of Rivia. Lambert, what a freak. I am sure this was totally unintentional on the devs' part. When the Great River was released on April of 2012, the last Witcher game was Witcher 2, and Lambert had not a prominent role in Witcher 2, and just a few lines in Witcher 1, so I think this is more a question of looking for a lore-friendly name, and it being a coincidence that that it shares a name with a Witcher character. Because that line, Lambert, what a prick, that was added in Witcher 3. So yeah, it's a total coincidence, but it's really fun, if you ask me.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
A pleasure to meet you, Beriathan. I take it that you have already heard about me. I truly am sorry about leaving Lambert's camp, but I refuse to let these orcs carry on their plans unwatched. I observed some of your bold deeds earlier, and I think you may be able to help me. There is much about these orcs that you do not yet know.
Our success depends upon our strength.
I have been watching the comings and goings of these orcs for some time now. They broke off from a larger group dwelling in the Misty Mountains, and they now call themselves the Uruk-hai. The Uruk-hai have a few chieftains which seem to give orders to the rest of the tribe. I must remain here to watch the path east to Stangard, but if you were able to deal with some of these chieftains, it should utterly disrupt the plans of the Uruk-hai.
Our success depends upon our strength.
These orcs, the Uruk-hai, there is more to them that meets the eye. You saw their swords yourself. Tell me, were they typical orc swords? Aye, I believe that weapons and supplies are being transported here from afar through hidden passages under the Misty Mountains. They have gathered great caches of tools and food in order to fortify themselves away from the caves. Their resources must be destroyed if we ever hope to drive them back. take this torch and set fire to their supply store. Then return to me once the deed is done. Alrighty. Burning high supplies, defeat chieftains. Let us look for them. Things we need to press further into a camp. There's a shrine to Sauron there. Discover the Uruk-hai camp. Now, where are the supplies that we need to burn? Like these ones, maybe? Yep. Back to Oda it is. That's right, you die. Don't stand a chance. Warden's Mace of the Third Age. I forgot to check the passport, what a shame. Oh, come on, you too.
What business have you with
Good.
Rohirrim?
Your actions have surely sown confusion among the Uruk-hai. The Orc warriors will be lost without the orders handed down from their chieftains.
What brings you to these lands?
With other supplies, we may yet be able to drive the Uruk-hai back to the mountain holes from whence they came. Thank you again, Beriathan.
Rohirrim will need your aid.
I have discovered something most disturbing. The source of the Uruk-hai supplies. Maybe none other than Saruman the White. I caught sight of an emissary of Isengard, an Uruk, conversing with the Uruk-hai. No small coincidence is it that we discovered that presence of this white-hand Uruk-hai when a hand from the Cuthstan has gone missing. There is no doubt that he is influencing the actions of the Orcs. This must come to an end now, before further plots are set against us. Search the Uruk-hai encampment for evidence as to the location of the Uruk-hai. Find him and take him alive. We must bring him before Stanric for questioning. Oh. Okay. So, is this a quest that will bring us back to Stangard, maybe? We'll need to check that. That's what we're looking for. Let me take this. The note revealed that the emissary may be found to the east along the river. Okay, yeah, I was wondering what was the deal with this shore of the river, if we would at some point come to it. It looks kind of inviting. Maybe better from up top, but still. If you would stop, please. Disarming me, thank you. Okay, so should be that construction over there. Yeah. Strong rope? Okay. Found me, have you? Well, aren't you clever? To battle your effort will get you nothing. This ends now. You have beaten Dargum in combat. Let me check this chest. This coil of rope seems strong enough to safely bind the hands of the routed Dargum. The strong ropes on the ground here would work well to bind the Uruk's hands. You may constrain him and take him safely before the leaders of Stangard for them to evaluate the situation. Using the coil of strong rope, you are able to safely secure Dargum. The beaten Uruk may be brought before the leaders of Stangard, Sithric and Stanric, for them to determine what should be done next. You will travel with all haste to Stangard with Dargum as your captive.
You have taken the Uruk-hai vandal to Stangard, where Gadda has brought him before Stanric and Sithric to await judgment. Our mission is dire.
You have done well to capture the Uruk and to expose the betrayal that besets us. I wish to stay and hear Stanric's judgment, but I must depart with haste. I have been granted leave of my company and will join another band of men in the Wailing Hills. Perhaps my eagerness for action will not be considered such a burden as it was at the Cuthstan. Stanric and Sithric are preparing to discuss the matters at hand. May we meet again in better circumstances, Beriathan. I do hope so, and take care.
What brings you to these lands?
It is good to see you, Beriathan. I must commend you for subduing the one responsible for damage to the Cuthstan and for bringing him before us. The exposure of this white-hand Uruk-hai is most shocking indeed. I shudder to think that Saruman may now be our enemy and is enlisting orcs from the Misty Mountains to his cause. Our troubles already seemed numerous, and now it seems that even our allies have become our enemies. This Uruk field must be locked away so as to prevent him from causing further harm. Are we in agreement, Sithric?
What brings you to these lands?
What foolishness is this? You would have me believe that the White Wizard himself is now our enemy. Do you think me an utter fool? This is nothing more than the Uruk-hai's cunning ploy. This mongrel would love nothing more than for us to consider Saruman, one of our greatest allies, as a traitor. Oh, how they would laugh as we turned friend to foe. They hope for us to attack each other, only to be beaten by their unseen armies. An ill-conceived ruse. This is precisely what you need, Miss Stanric, to see through trickery such as this. Gadda, take this creature from my sight. Send him back to whichever dark hole he crawled from. Uruk, listen to me now. Take this message back to your tribe. Stangard is strong and it is wise. We will not succumb to sword nor scheme. Your efforts are for naught. For the last time, Beriathan, you will not meddle in events that are no concern to you. I am more than capable of seeing to the affairs of Stangard. Yeah, more fully capable, alright. This is madness. Where is the justice in letting our enemies just walk away freely? This Uruk-hai has seen the layout of our city, our lack of supplies, and the conflicts in our leadership. We only show further weakness by letting him go. For Stanric's sake, I will do as you command, Sithric, but I could not disagree more with this decision. I will deal with escorting this Uruk out of Stangard. You should leave this hole before irritating Sithric further.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
While Sithric places no value in your deeds, your efforts have not gone unappreciated. Although this is not the result Gadda had sought, for your part, there was nothing more that we could have asked of you. Gadda has been asked to remain silent on the matter, so I will thank you on his behalf. Let me see. Oh yeah, it seems it's just reusing some old skins, but not particularly a fan of it.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
Early is the hour in which you return to Stangard. I welcome your presence here, as does Gadda, but there are further matters which need attention in Wailing Hills. North of the Cuthstan, along the road to the west, lies a small camp of riders led by a man named Cuthstan. Their position in the shadow of the stone allows them to keep watch over the western roads out of Stangard, while remaining secluded from the eyes of Hill Orcs. On occasion, Cuthstan sends a patrol to Stangard with reports of any enemy activity in the west. A message was expected days ago, yet still we have received no word. After your most recent discovery, I take this as a cause for concern. Head west out of Stangard and take the road north as it forks. Seek out Cuthstan at his camp and discover the cause for the absence of tidings. And what do you have to say about what we saw in the Cuthstan Horn?
It is clear that you have been sent to help my people fight against the Khundolar.
I know why you have come here, Beriathan. There can be only one reason. It is clear you have been sent to help my people fight against the Khundolar. They are the descendants of the Stanric tribe that crossed the Great River 500 years ago, and scouts report they have been seen on the far shore. They seek to accomplish what their ancestors could not, and this time there will be no timely intervention, no final hour rescue. We are on our own, Beriathan, and that is why I did not forbid your Dunlending friend from entering Stangard or seize the Rohirrim sword she carries. Perhaps one day we were foes, and we may be again, but today I see Rohan threatened, and I thirst for allies to defend my homeland. I was called disloyal and changeable in the Hall of the Elden King, but that is not so. I love Rohan, I want only to protect her. Valerian, damage, and Orc Slayer. Yeah, let us take that.
The battlefield of Parth Celebrant may hold some clue to defeating the Khundolar.
Their ancestors were routed by the timely arrival of the Erlingas under Errol the Young, but we have no such advantage in numbers this time. No one is coming to help us. We must find some strategy to help us defeat the Khundolar, and sifting through the site of their battle may teach us something we can use against them. I have marked this map with the location of the battle. Bring it to Kerdic at the road watch post in Parth Celebrant, and he will guide you to places he has not already searched. I hope you will be kind to him. Kerdic has been long away from his wife and daughters, and sometimes he let his warriors master him. He is a good friend and true, even if his mind is not always on the task before him. Okay, so it seems we have two different paths now, yeah? The path of the epic is the path to the east, towards Parth Celebrant. But we still have some pending quests in the Wailing Hills and the Limelight Gorge as well. So I think we're gonna place the epic on hold for the time being until we finish our remaining matters in Errolsmith, Wailing Hills, and the Limelight Gorge. That, however, will be a matter for another episode. For the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching. Join me next time where we will go back to the Wailing Hills and continue helping the Rohirrim there. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later. Garlift is saying hello, is saying goodbye, sorry. Is saying goodbye as well. So take care, and I will see you later.